Hey, welcome, Flight Power 3D. Here we go. So, people had some questions on um, sites that where is this code? So, if we go into the two that I gave you, see this? There's a thing, and you can learn a lot also from, I believe in YouTube, his name is Aerosoft. Really, really cool cat, looks like. He's helping the community. Does a lot more with Blender. I'm more 3D Max, so. Um, More power to it. Get the community together, help each other out, try to create more creations, and you know, get flying in the world we love. Okay. Anyways, here's a model behavior, and what this is it's calling. For example, this is the files I gave you. It's calling the cockpit, it's calling common, it's calling airlines. You're asking what these are. So if you go to your flight simulator file and basically look in your Steam and then your FS base, common, and then you go into model behaviors, common XML, it's calling generic and it's calling common index. Well, what does this mean? Well, let's go to generic. Generic's calling index. So they're just basically like references. So if I open the one I have up top, exterior, this is where the wiper thing, see? And then the part that I taught you handling wipers is right there. Now, of course, I dumbed it down, but see, it's calling the animation handling wipers. See that? Animation handling wipers. And that's basically when you right click and you say create Babylon animation group. That's basically what you're creating is handling wipers. So you'll have to watch the first tutorial, and then you can watch this one to understand more what's going on, because I covered that in the first one, and there's a lot that I covered on that one. So this is basically, I'm just covering the coding behind it. So this is your exterior. So this script is hooked into your DA 6.2 or whatever you call your aircraft. This is where your LODs, your exterior LODs are. So for example, see, we have our LODs in here. I'm calling up to 6 right now. You have your rudders and stuff like that. So basically this calling the animations of your rudders. So you would call handling rudders basically on that dummy node you're creating. Here's where you can call, I don't know, for example, I'm creating a helicopter. You could call different motions of the helicopter blade during slow or fast or whatever. Here, circuits are basically like when you power on the aircraft, the circuits. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how the circuits work. I know they shoot off in a certain order, but this prevents the handling wipers from going off when your aircraft is off. And of course, you got your gear and directions, but you want to look for this. This is your Sobel uh, animation group, gear center. So that's your animation name. Now, what you're also looking for is, for example, we're on exterior. You're going to look for, make sure it's in the component. You're going to make sure that your behavior is there. So if we go to the interior now, this is important. I'm going to look up wiper. Oh, I'm using brackets. This is this program if you want to get it. I'm not advertising for it. I'm just saying this is what I'm using if you're wondering. Um, no plus plus works just as well, but this seems to organize pretty well. Anyways, here's your components, and it's looking for a camera title PFD. So this basically when you're looking at your PFD, so your monitors, that's your view of your monitors. So basically you want to watch what you put this in. Basically I've got this one in right now. I believe it's just the de-ice panel. Yeah, so it's looking at the PFD, but it's in the de-ice panel. So basically de-ice panel is wherever the de-ice switch is, you want it centered to you, because if you look at some of these aircraft, I mean, not necessarily the demo aircraft, because you don't really, oh, well, over here, you have some instant panels are above you. I'm guessing the lights. Yeah, the lights, the little light switches in the DA62. Uh, you want to watch out for this. You want to make sure you put in the correct thing, because if you put overhead and you put the wiper, the only way you're going to be able to get it is overhead. So if you say overhead and you pointing straight, you put the switch right in front of you, you're probably not going to get it because it's part of overhead. You see what I'm saying? So that's very important too. But this is basically the scripts for the aircraft. Here's the wipers. And basically there's the circuit breakers I was talking about. Here's the tool tips. You can change this to whatever you want. Basically you could say wiper, wiper, let's see, wiper error, I don't know, different things you want to change the words to. This is just the words that come up. Here I just have it on true. That has a off, normal, and a fast, and basically that's controlled by the generic. I mean the exterior script right here. See this? Normal, airspeed, time event, max speed, and it even says animation frames per second speed. And I guess here they have failure on wipers too as part of the game. I don't know if they put it in. Um, they might have. But anyways, these are the animations you're looking for. So this is the something totally different. This is animation code, but it's calling when you shoot off the wipers, it's calling a code, and I'm guessing this code is the failure code, and the code shoots off, and so it's looking for, it fires off looking for another template, which is animation code, and then it looks like, yeah, see, circuit power settings. So basically, that's how code works. It's very important that you keep the model or the code if you're going to fire off a handler, and that you have it in the correct thing. Like this is interior, so I'm calling, you know, exterior in here. So basically, I'm calling common and then exterior in DA62. So exterior, CSOBOs, DA62, and I have of course uh, include path and then include behavior. If you don't have both these, you're just going to include a path and then it's not going to know what the heck to look for. So you want to put the behavior too, and that's this one right here where I found the wipers and stuff originally in Flight Simulator. They have a whole bunch of other stuff in here too. They have those emissive lights that come on in the military planes. They have fold-up wings. I'm not sure if they have Harrier nozzles, and they might, but I'm pretty sure they just uh, left. Yeah, see, so they do have reverse turn nozzle. So they have like nozzles for like, I'm pretty sure that's for the um, future or it's, oh, it's for the jets right now. So we'll do a jet a template. So basically that's a nozzle. It might be for, you know, Harriers. They left it in for the original Flight Simulator. Uh, you just have to play around with it. Like I said, I'm still learning a lot about this, but this is the jet turbine animation. So you're probably going to look for jet turbine animation rotation. And then it tells it to fire off in delta time, which is just a time scale. And then it says use a variable of 1. And then it's going to look for the visibility parts, the cosmetics. So it's just going to look for is it slow or fast, which is controlled by code, just like the wipers. And then it's looking for certain IDs. IDs are the everything has ID like a texture and stuff like that. So node ID. So it's looking for these. You're just gonna have to do research on it and look more into it. But there's a lot of stuff in this that you can find that people are using that people are using and are not sharing because they want to, you know, just create huge profit and, you know, dumb down the community. But I don't believe in that. I believe in a community should be able to make aircraft. Not one person should control all power. So I'm giving you the knowledge I know. And like I said, the Aerosoft guy seems like a really decent guy. He has aircraft in the market, but he also shares the knowledge. So good for him. I mean, I believe his YouTube channel is hold on, looking it up. Hmm. He does a lot with Blender. I know people are. Oh, that's it. So it's this guy. I think it is. Is it this guy? Yeah, it's this guy. So I don't usually advertise, but it's like, there you go. Um, this guy has a lot, and he
This, please let
goes
me know
over
in the
the.
comment. And we want to make sure we
He goes
animated
over.
each one
His name
already.
is John.
And if we look at the animation tab here,
Simulation.
I've
So
animated the
it's
blur,
just
the
like
slow, and the bass.
these people are um, changing the community, and like I said, I'm well aware of how code works and stuff. Being Arma 3 modder back in the day in GTA, Life Reborn. So you just need to look into this. But remember, if you're going to do exterior, if it's on the exterior, let's say you have a Harrier using the nozzles, then you probably want to put it in Harrier XML. You know, this one, not interior, because the interior one says whatever's in the interior. So that would be, for example, if you were making Harrier, you would put a switch, and the switch would be in the interior to switch the nozzles. That's what you want to fire for a command up here. And like I said, there's plenty more in the Flight Simulator files. Um, Give me a second. See if I can find something. I mean, they have visual effects, but they're all in the Sobo base file. So if you go to base, and I think weather's in here too. No, weather is a pin file. You want to look for the XML file. Oh yeah, so here we go, visual effects. Okay, so that's locked down. Well, unfortunately, that is locked down. Um, you can find all kinds of things if you just search through your official Flight Simulator file, basically in Steam, and just go into the there. So just go into dev, and then yeah, there you go. But that's all I had to say, because if people are confused what I gave them, I just gave them this, and basically this is just the breakdown of how those dummy nodes that I have you created. Well, you remember that windshield wiper, that square, that dummy node? That's basically what handling switch wipers is that, to just clarify it. So basically that's the knob inside, and the knob outside, or the little thing you created, it's just right there, handling wipers. So that's just a rundown on code. Once again, happy modding. If you have any questions, comments below, let me know. Thanks.